Hey, hi guys, again welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in the last video we have seen mainly about the DDL command, like how to create the table, how to create the database, how to insert the values into that, right? How to drop, truncate, whatever all the DDL command that we have seen. So moving forward to DML command, before moving forward to DML command, we we want to understand what are the constraints, SQL constraints, right? Why SQL constraints is important before understanding, because when we are inserting the data, sometimes we set the rules on the columns of the data. Okay, so that are the SQL constraints. So what is SQL constraint? So SQL constraints are the rules which enforces the table column while inserting the data or updating the data or deleting the data. Okay, that means we are setting the rules on that column. Okay.
So as you can see on the screen, like SQL constraints are the rules which we are setting on the columns of the table. Okay, now setting the rules, what 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 it means, right? So setting the rules mean when there is any column, right? Suppose this name, this is the student table. We have student names, their contacts names, contact number, and date. Now in this name column, suppose I don't want uh, any null value in my column, right? So while inserting, no one should able to insert the null values in that name column. So that is the reason the SQL constraint, right, play important role here, because when we will try to insert the value, it will say that yes, null values, you can't insert the null value. Okay, so that's the reason SQL constraints are important. Okay, let's see how to set that constraints in while creating the table. Okay, in our SQL server. So yeah, so as we are seeing, we have the SQL server, a SQL course database. Okay, we will execute that. Okay, first we need to connect. Okay, so yeah, we we that we are using the SQL course database now. Okay, we will see first what are the tables in our database, and then you can see uh, there are two tables: users and learners. Okay, now first we will see what are the SQL, which are like what type of the SQL constraints are there. Okay, so there are different SQL constraints. The first is not null, because as I told you, if I don't want any null values in my column, then there is a constraint called not null that we can set on the columns. Okay. Again, there is unique constraint is there. Unique means I only want the unique, right? As the name suggests, I only want the unique IDs in column. Not only IDs, but anything. Like only unique value it will take. Okay, suppose there is one name Saurav, so it will Saurav name should not be repeated. So I don't want any duplicate in my column. That what unique suggests. Primary key, foreign key, we will try to see that in our next video. Okay, I don't want to make the video very big. Check and default, right? So that we will see while while doing practice, like, while we are doing that in MSQL server. Now let's see how not null works. Okay, so we already use it using SQL course database. Now, uh, as we have seen that there are only two tables in my database, that is users and learners, right? So to check how many tables are there and the information of that, there is a SQL command that inverts the students table have column ID, name. Okay, let's keep these two columns only. Okay. Now I want my ID column should should take, right, only not null values. Okay. So first we will specify the data type over that. Okay. And in front of the data type, just mention, right, whatever the constraint is there. So I want not null for ID. Okay. And name, there is no any problem. If there is a null name, then it is fine. Okay. So this is how the table is will get created. Let's see. Okay, so the table is created. Okay, we will see first how table looks. Definitely, it will have all the, like, it will be empty table, and we can see. as check age, and you have to mention the like what is the condition in your in a bracket, okay, in round bracket, so that age is should be greater than equals to 18. Okay, so this is your table. Okay, let's run this. The table is get created. Now let's try to insert something in that. Okay, we have not mentioned the id. Okay, yeah, I want to insert the id also. Okay, and this time we will see, we will just first we will give age 19. We'll insert, and you see the row has been get inserted, right? Why? Because the age was greater than equals to 18. If I give the age 15 and right, then what will happen? Yes, the insert statement completed. Why? Because the check constraint, right, is got violated, right? The conflict occur in the database, the condition on that column while using the check. Okay, right. So this is check. Now, yeah, that was. So we have seen how to add and remove the constraint, right? But but every time what we have to do, we are we are creating the table again and again. Like I has shown you that when I want to add a null not null constraint, and I want to again add default or check constraint in another one column, then what I'm doing, I was dropping that table again and again, creating the table, and again like uh, mentioning the constraint which I want to give. But what if that the table is get already created? Okay, suppose if the table is already created, we didn't mention any constraint in that, then how I can add the constraint in the table? Okay, so for that purpose, we are using alter. As you know, in the DDL command, we are using alter for doing any changes in column, right? So same here. If I want to change the constraint, or I want to add a constraint to any column or remove the constraint, I will use the alter. Okay, simple. So let's suppose I'm creating the table again. Let's see if this table exists or not. Okay, we don't have the table. So we created this table in which I will also mention one more column, which is where city. Okay, uh, why? Because I want to add some constraint regarding the city. Okay, so I will create this table student, and my table is created. Okay, now how to add constraint? Let's suppose I want to add the constraint on ID. Okay, now while creating the table, I didn't add anything, right? Now I want to do changes in my table. How I can do that? So for that, I will use alter here. Okay, simply alter table student. Okay, and since I want to add not null, now remember here again there are some important things to keep remember that when I want to add a not null, we are basically using alter then. Okay, I want to alter column, right? I want to alter column. Which column? ID column, right? Whose data type was int, and I will simply mention that it should be not null. Okay, when you run this, then you you already added the constraint on this ID column. Okay, let's cross verify this whether really that constraint is added or not. Okay, so we'll insert into student some values so that we can confirm what is the value. Okay, Let's insert null id. Okay, if it give error, that means our we successfully added the constraint on the id column. Okay, uh, the name is anything, let's say Ram, city, Pune, like different city. Okay, fine, Pune and age is something 14, 15. Okay. I think there is one more column missing, which is email. Okay. So we take some random email ID, something at the rate gmail.com. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So when you are inserting this, it will show that the null, right? You can't insert null into column ID. Why? Because you have given that the column does not allow null values because we have already added the constraint. Okay. Now we created this constraint. How to drop this constraint? Okay. So that we will see later. First we will see how to add different constraint. We have already seen about the not null, right? How to add not null using alter. Okay. So similarly, we will see how to add check, right? Check constraint, default constraint, right? All different constraint. Let's add a first unique. Suppose uh, I want unique email ID in my email column, right? How I can do that? So again, it is same alter. I want to change the column. Sorry, I want to change the table. So alter table to the. Now this time, instead of using alter column, what I will do, I will use add constraint. Okay, I want to add a constraint. Give some name to that constraint. Okay, so what I want unique email. So I will give name as a unique email, and after that, uh, just simply mention unique as your constraint, and to which column? To email column. Simple. This is how you can simply add the constraint in the email ID table. Okay. If you want to check that again, now you let's see how our table. Okay. So this is my table. Now, hey, yeah, this we got error there, right? Hence, the table doesn't have any row. Okay. So unique email ID. So we will insert something in our table. Uh, ID is one, name is something, Ram. Okay. Email ID is again random email ID at the rate email.com, and its city is bank, and it's is 18 years old. Executed, one row executed. Okay. Now table is like this. Okay. Now let's see what we will do. We will try to insert this row again. Okay. We will just do some minor changes. My ID is 2. यहाँ पे शाम आ गया और यहाँ पे सिटी एंड एज इज डिफरेंट और ईमेल आईडी मैंने सेम रख दिया. हाउ now this will get inserted or not? Okay, we'll try to insert this. Say it throw error, right? It is saying what violation of unique key. Okay, since we have applied unique constraint on email ID column, email column. So it is you can't you can't uh, do any duplicates in the unique column. Okay. So yeah, that is all about the unique constraint. Okay, how to drop that? Let's see. Alter table to drop constraint unique. Okay, and is this fine? I don't think this will work. Okay, first we will see about the adding constraint. Okay, then we will see about how to drop the constraint. Okay, so we have added unique. Now how to add? Let's suppose I want to add a default. How to do that? Default constraint, right? Again, with by using the alter. Okay, so alter table student. Okay, then add constraint. Constraint. I want to add default. Okay, so default, but I want this time. Let's add this constraint to city. I want a default city. So default city. And yes, I'm adding default constraint to that. Again, default. Now what? Like default means was in which I told you that suppose I'm adding if I'm not inserting anything, then I want this default value or name in that. So I want default city as a full name. Okay. And then for which column? City column. So this is how you can add default class. Okay. If you try to insert, I will not show that again. If you try to insert something, if you didn't insert anything in that in city column, then it will automatically Pune will get inserted in city column. Okay. So that's it. What is remaining now? Unique default is done. Unique is done. Not null is done. Yeah. Check. But how to add check constant? Okay, how to add check constant? Yes. 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 So again, have the table. Now this time we will add check on age as you see. Like we will again add the same constant. I want the age which is greater than equals to 18, right? So alter table students. Okay, add constraint. Constraint. Okay, and writing the constraint as let's suppose you have to give the name to the constraint. Okay, what is the difference here? You have to give the name to the constraint, like separate name. Okay, so okay, and in bracket you will just mention what condition you want to apply to that constraint. Okay, age is greater than equals to 18. So that is my condition. Run this, and this constraint is also get added. Okay, so if the age is greater than equals to 18, then only we can like we can insert something in that age column. Otherwise, it will give the error. Okay, let's try. Let's try this. Insert into the sorry because I'm using a new keyboard. It's there are some. some minor mistake happening. Uh, and yeah, I'm giving random. Okay, I just want to check the constraint whether it is correct or not. Email ID also I'm giving something. Okay, this is his email ID and city is something. Spoon is very simple name, right? I'm writing that and age. Okay. Now I want the age greater than equals to 8. Okay, let's check if I give 15 whether it will show error or not. Yes, we got that error that the check constraint has been violated. Insert statement completed with the check constraint. Okay. So yeah, that's all. I think yeah, this is done. We will see how to drop the constraint now. Okay. Okay. So yeah, how to drop the constraint. Now for not null, we have seen yeah how to add the not null. Yeah. So again, there is difference for not null and other constraint, right? What is the difference? We are using alter column here. Okay, and in that like when we are using different constraint like default and check and all unique. So in that case, we are using add constraint statement behind the alter alter table statement. Now here what we are doing, uh, we are using the alter column. So similarly, we have to for removing the constraint, right? We will also use alter column here, okay? Because I want to do the changes in the column, right? So just as you can see that I want to not null, so I will just mention null here. That what that means. That means if any null values is coming in that column, then it is fine. Okay, so this is how you can drop the not null constraint. Okay, so just simply remove this not okay from here, and yes, the not null constraint has been dropped. Okay, and now you can add anything in that. If I add something, suppose 21, right? His ID is 21, and insert this. Okay, yeah, this age is less than 18, right? That's the reason we got the error. Okay, so let's suppose check his age is also 19. Now you can see one row affected. That means now this row has been got inserted into table. Why? because we change our constraint, right? So it is accepting the these values. Okay, we will add null. Okay, I want null values, right? Violation of unique constraint again, right? In the email column. Okay, this email ID we already added, so we will change this. Okay, now we will add what? Yes, one row has been added. Okay, now null values is also getting added to the ID column. Okay, since we have changed to null now. Okay, we can add null also and we can add not null also. Okay. Now, how to drop this? Again, this is so simple. Okay, for other constraint other than not null, it is very easy that you have to just mention the constraint name. Okay, so this constraint, unique constraint, I want to remove this from the table. So what I will do, alter table student, and I will simply say drop constraint unique email. Okay, and the constraint will get it. Okay, so similarly, I will do for default constraint. I will just change the this name to the default, whatever the constraint which I have. Okay, and same I am doing for the check constraint. Okay, I will just do the yeah, just give the name of the constraint here, and this constraint will get removed from the. Okay, so this is how you can uh, you can add or remove the constraint by using the alter table like by using the alter command, and we can also add or remove constraint while creating the table. Okay, and if you accidentally suppose someone is created the table and then you want to add the constraint in that, then you by using the alter you can add or remove any constraint to your table. Okay, yeah, that's all for this particular video. Also, we some constraints are remaining, and I know this video is a bit long, uh, but yeah, I will try to mm, I will try to make it a bit shorter from the next videos. Okay, so next video will be of again some constraints are like primary key and foreign key. Okay, so that I will explain in a detail like what primary key and what foreign key is equal and how it works, how to add that to particular table. Okay, thank you.